Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Premier. In a meeting with your Minister for Family and Community Services, Premier, I raised the serious issue of food insecurity and people living in poverty being unable to afford basic needs, and he informed me that this was out of his remit. Given this, can you confirm who in your government is responsible for ensuring that families, children and vulnerable people in New South Wales are not going hungry?
Premier.
Well, I'll take responsibility, Mr Speaker, as Premier, and I want to thank the member for Newtown for her question. I want to thank her for the constructive engagement that she's had with the government during the pandemic. We've seemingly agreed on many things during this pandemic, to the point where I had to second-guess myself numerous times, Mr Speaker. But I think the constructive way that the member for Newtown has raised issues with the government on a whole range of issues that she's passionate about and supportive of, I think we've been able to work through those matters and reach, whilst not all the time in agreement, reach some a landing. And the reality is, as she's pointed out in her question, we all share that concern in relation to food security, particularly for children, Mr Speaker. And from a personal perspective, I've worked with many of the government members and those opposite as Treasurer to increase relief and try members to be part of the solution to ensure that more children have security of knowing where their next meal will come from. There are around 1.2 million children in Australia living with food insecurity. There are 1 in 6 households around Australia living with food insecurity. 70% skip meals, and half of those go a day without meals. Now, this is a huge challenge, and the only way that we'll be able to solve it is to have every part of our community working closely together. The government, the charitable sector, the private sector, and all people of goodwill. Mr Speaker, and before the COVID outbreak, our government has worked to find ways to reduce food insecurity. In the 2019 budget, we worked with Foodbank to pioneer a landmark expansion of its Breakfast for Health program. Schools are a critical point of contact, in my view, where we can make a real difference. It's worked in the past and it can work in the future. The program provides a start to the day for kids who need it. At the time, Foodbank was running that program already to around 100 schools. As I've said in the past, where things work, we'll look to do more and expand. We gave another $8 million investment, which is supporting Foodbank expand to an additional 500 public schools across our state. So far, around 290 additional New South Wales public schools have participated in the expanded Foodbank Breakfast for Health program. So, Mr Speaker, that investment has turned out to be a prescient one because there is no doubt the pandemic, as we've seen during this period of time, has increased the demand for food relief. In June last year, Mr Speaker, I met, and this is a very important point, that many people who are suffering from food security, Mr Speaker, are in work. The CEO of Foodbank, John Roberts, raised with me that he thought it was around 70%. This is a hidden part of the pandemic, Mr Speaker. So many people who have lost their jobs, have lost work, are doing it incredibly tough. And I know that those organisations such as OzHarvest and Foodbank are doing an amazing job, as well as the volunteers who support them every day to provide support for families right across the board. And we will continue to work with the charitable sector to help them deliver critical services so many are relying on. Since 2011, the government has provided Foodbank and OzHarvest with $22.4 million to extend food support as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. The funding has supported those organisations to make sure food relief is provided to communities that are in lockdown. And I'm advised that between April 2020 and September 21, Foodbank and OzHarvest have delivered the equivalent of 57 million meals.
Member for Newtown. Rise on a point of order.
Thank you, Speaker. I just wanted to reiterate my question, which was to ask who in your government, Premier, is responsible for this, not who in the community sector is responsible. So who's responsible for it?
Premier has answered that.
I said I'm responsible, and to the member for Newtown, whenever those issues continue to occur, or you have ideas or views in relation to future opportunities, which the New South Wales government can do to improve food security right across the state, you should raise them directly with me. You've raised those issues with me in the past. Unlike the member for Canterbury, the member for unlike the member for Canterbury, the member for Newtown has actually worked constructively with the government during this pandemic, and her ideas and support when it's come to social and affordable housing, when it's come to food security, when it's come to providing support for tenants. We have listened and acted, and we'll continue to do that in good faith going forward. We want to be a government that reaches across the aisle and works with anyone. We're not always going to agree, but when we can find common ground, we should look at new ways of doing things. I've always conducted myself in that way as Treasurer in dealing with Member for Newtown. And when it comes to food security, if there are ideas and opportunities that you have going forward, please continue to raise them with me directly, and I'll address them.